Nahum chapter 3. In fact, I'm going to start from chapter 2, the last verse, because there was an error in the last recording and this last verse was skipped. Behold, I am against thee. He's speaking of Nineveh, the capital of Ashur, Assyria. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will burn her chariots in the smoke, and the sword shall devour thy young lions. The sword shall devour thy young lions, and I will cut off thy prey from the earth, and the voice of thy messengers shall no more be heard. Woe to the bloody city! It is all full of lies and division. The prey departeth not. The noise of the whip and the noise of the rattling of wheels and prancing horses and bounding chariots. The horseman mounting and the flashing sword. And the glittering spear. And a multitude of slain, and a great heap of corpses, and there is no end of the bodies. They stumble upon their bodies because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favoured harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will uncover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. And it shall become that all that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee? Art thou better than Noamon, that was situate among the rivers, that had the waters round about her, whose rampart was the sea, and her wall was of the sea? Ethiopia and Mithraim were her strength, and it was infinite. Put and Luvim were thy helpers, yet was she carried away. She went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed in pieces at the head of all the streets, and they cast lots for her honorable men, and all her great men were bound in chains. Thou also shalt be drunken, thou shalt be hid. Thou also shalt seek a stronghold because of the enemy. All thy fortresses shall be like fig trees with the first ripe figs. If they be shaken, they fall into the mouth of the eater. Behold, thy people in the midst of thee are women. The gates of thy land are set wide open to thy enemies. The fire hath devoured thy bars. Draw thee water for the siege, strengthen thy fortresses, go into the clay, and tread the mortar, make strong the brick kiln. There shall the fire devour thee, the sword shall cut thee off, it shall devour thee like the cankerworm. Make thyself many as the cankerworm, make thyself as the locust. Thou hast multiplied thy merchants above the stars of the skies. The cankerworm ravageth and fleeth away. Thy princes are as the locusts, and thy marshals as the swarms of grasshoppers, which encamp in the hedges in the cold day. But when the sun ariseth, they flee away, and their place is not known where they are. Thy shepherds slumber, O King of Arthur. Thy nobles are at rest. Thy people are scattered upon the mountains, and there is none to gather them. There is no assuaging of thy hurt. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the report of thee clap their hands over thee. That's mocking. For upon whom hath not thy wickedness passed continually? And here ends chapter 3 of Nahum and the book of Nahum. It's a short book. Thank you for listening.